highlight what So Stereo is and how we founded So Stereo as a way to highlight the topic of this conversation, which is listen to your customers, how startup principles can save the music industry. And that's because we started So Stereo as entrepreneurs, as musicians, not as startup savvy people, but the more we learned about startup principles, the more we realized that it could solve a lot of the solutions, it could solve a lot of the problems that we have in the music industry today. Next slide. So one of the key things, reasons why we founded So Stereo is that we saw a lot of different problems, but we always kind of came back to the same thing, which is we wanted to grow the pie and unlock the value of music, right? That was the common denominator, and we didn't know it then, but that was our massive transformative purpose, our big vision. That was us starting with the why. And that's startup principle number 2, right? Start with the why. The reason why we came to this is because when software started eating the world, next slide please. When software started eating the world, a lot of the major companies, the powers that be at the time, focused on conserving their piece of the pie instead of trying to grow it. They were playing defense while there were some new innovative companies playing offense, and we knew which side of the fence we wanted to be on, and we attributed a lot of the issues in the industry to that kind of approach to their problem solving. So we got to work, and at the time we were college students, me and my co-founder, college roommates, I know, kind of cliche. We were working for Zumba Fitness, producing and writing music. So some of you here might have heard me rap and sing and don't even know it. But anyway, we were working for Zumba, and at the time Zumba was focused on launching some campaigns with major artists like Pitbull and Wyclef. And they were successful campaigns, but they were costly campaigns. And something that we proposed to Zumba was say, hey, you can get a better return on investment if you focus on independent artists. Next slide please. So we proposed to Zumba to essentially help them find an independent artist, make sure that that artist fits their brand, and create an easy collaboration with them. And we focused on we got to work on that project. And we found an artist named Mara. Next slide. And we focused on, first starting off with sync licensing music for their videos. The reviews were so good from the instructors that we then focused on doing that full-fledged campaign that we had always imagined, right? And we created a song called Crazy Love, which we wrote and produced with Mara, and used Zumba as the publisher and label to distribute that song, right? That campaign, we did a video for that campaign. That campaign did so well that they subsequently used Mara to go on tour and help promote Zumba, and then subsequently used Mara for many other videos and many other campaigns like that. Next slide. So a campaign that costs very little to begin with, that started off as sync licensing, moved into distribution, and then moved into touring. Next slide. And that video alone gave Zumba 9 billion views on that one platform alone, not to mention the many other videos that they subsequently that they used. And it was a very low cost, high reward, and what started off with licensing turned into a whole thing and helped launch an artist's career. And that was our big aha moment. That was the moment that we did things that didn't scale. And if you recognize that phrase, that should be startup principle number 2 for this talk, right? We help the brand discover, understand, and license and easily work with an artist. We streamline that brand to artist relationship, and we help unlock value where previously there wasn't. And we started thinking, how else can brands work with artists, right? Sync licensing, influencers, sponsorships, that's all very broad, and we wanted to focus on one thing that we knew we can kind of push the needle forward, and sync licensing was our spot. Next slide. And the more we dug into sync licensing, the more we realized that there was an opportunity. These are the major players for sync licensing, and I don't know if you guys can tell, the similarities, but where are the artists? And that was the big thing that we asked ourselves. How are you guys helping discover an artist? How are you helping understand that artist? How are you helping push that artist forward? And we saw an opportunity. The more we talk to customers, and this is startup principle number 3, the more we talk to customers, the more they verify that assumption, right? They were going certain places to discover, other places to understand, and other places to license. So there was a really opportunity to innovate and create those processes and streamline everything. Next slide. And that's how we started founding So Stereo. So we took a vision, did things that didn't scale, created the processes, and talked to customers to understand what we do. Next slide. And we created a platform that really focused on discovering artists, helping users understand, collaborate, and through the partnerships with the artists and the labels, help them license and work with artists easily. Next slide, please. And that brings me to my conclusion, which is, in my opinion, the problem with the industry has never been any one of these companies. It hasn't been just one of these things. It's been the overall approach to the fact that we've used 20th century business strategies and business approaches, and while we need to focus on the 21st century kind of business models and use startup principles as kind of our example. So thank you guys. I'm Salo from Salo Sterental. Thank you for having me.